Welcome to the Nerdvolution Show, where geeks and gamers rule the flow. From comic books to RPGs and every little thing in between. We break down tales of tech and lore, from retro games to future core. You'll hear the beat of passion's drum as every episode goes numb. Oh, it's a Nerdvolution ride, where trivia and laughs collide. Plug in your ears and take a trip with pop culture on a nerdy ship. We break down tales of tech and lore, from retro games to future core. You'll hear the beat of passion's drum as every episode goes numb. Oh, it's a Nerdvolution ride, where trivia and laughs collide. Plug in your ears and take a trip with pop culture on a nerdy ship. From sci-fi flicks to fantasy, we dive into each mystery. Dungeons crawl and dragons roar, in every episode there's more. So join us on this epic quest through fandoms that you love the best. We're here to bring the geeks unite in nerdy glory day and night. Oh, it's a Nerdvolution ride, where trivia and laughs collide. Plug in your ears and take a trip with pop culture on a nerdy ship.
Hi guys, welcome to the Nerdvolution podcast. I'm your host Todd Lancaster, and I am here with the band Kissing Lilith. Guys, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having us, man.
All right. So, honestly, like I said, you guys are a band. I had a few questions about that, So, can you tell us the origin story of Kissing Lilith and how the band came together?
Yeah, definitely. I would say this one this is probably my favorite story to tell, actually, of the band, just because it lets me reminisce on how far we've come in such a short amount of time. I originally auditioned for a band that Cody was in called Ozolith. He posted on Facebook saying that they were looking for a singer. I was contemplating moving to Florida at the time with a woman that I had been seeing very, very recently, and part of me was kind of looking for something to keep me here and re-get my roots. I was going through a lot of transitional periods in life, and so I was like, I have nothing going on, so maybe I'll just pack up and go to Florida. But another part was like, I kind of want something to keep me here in Ohio, and this is what that really looked like to me. So I auditioned for the band Ozolith. I ended up not getting the part, and Cody reached out to me, said, hey, I don't agree with the decision. I was voted out for this, but I would really love to start a project with you. Are you interested in that? And of course, I said yes. But I figured it was one of those things where, in the music scene, it's really, really common for people to say, hey, I would love to work with you. Hey, we should do a song. Hey, we should do this and that. And you go, yeah, totally. And then you never hear from them again. And that's kind of what I thought that this was going to be, until Cody sent me like 12 different guitar tracks just out of the blue one day. And he said, yeah, let me know what resonates with you, what you like, and we'll go from there. And that just really told me that he believed in me and that he really wanted to try to pursue something. And then after that, he sent me, we started figuring out what songs we liked out of those 12. We ended up writing Lipstick and Gasoline along with two other ones. We decided to make Lipstick and Gasoline our first single. We put it through the studio, went and recorded it. And after it was recorded, he sent me a link to the DK MBA, DK Music Business Academy. This guy on YouTube who was posting the video that I got sent from Cody was the 30-day release plan, 2020, whatever the fuck, for releasing a single. And something kind of just clicked inside of me. And I subscribed to the channel, I paid for their course, and I just started studying religiously how to do social media and music marketing and how to just really shape ourselves so that way we weren't just another local band playing in a garage or just doing local shows. And I was like, we wanted to be so much more than that. How do we become that? How do we become a brand? How do we become iconic? How do we reach our audience? How do we find our audience? Just going through all of this stuff. And as I continued to study these things and put it all into effect, Cody and I noticed that while majority of it wasn't working, there were things that were working, and we were able to look at that data and analyze it, and just slowly but surely build ourselves up to what we are now, which is still, I feel like we're still in the fetal position of what this project is becoming.
Fetal position.
Yeah.
All right, you have anything to say about it, Cody?
No, that's pretty much it. I will say, I think 12 guitar tracks is a little exaggerated. It's probably more like
Yeah. Dude, you sent me like 8 to 12 guitar tracks. Like you just flooded. Because I remember listening at like first off freaking out that you actually sent me stuff, and then I was cleaning the house that day, and I spent majority of the time just listening through all those tracks and just picking out the ones that I like the best.
Yeah, I like to write. So
Yeah.
I still do that with Gavin. I'll still send him like just riffs and be like, "What do you think?" I came up with this at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it like came to me while I was taking a shower, and then I just put it on guitar and put it in my phone. And he's like, "That's great. That's the song." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then
Yeah.
that's pretty much how we write. Like it's very riffs just kind of happen spontaneously, and then if Gavin likes it, I'll just be like, okay, cool. I'm gonna roll with this for like 2 weeks. I'll write a song, and then after I come out of my basement, all haggard and wizardly looking, I'll be like, okay, it's done. And then I'll just throw it at him, and then whatever session musician we're working with for the song.
Yeah, and
So
it's really cool
All
too
right.
because he will send me like kind of like mini batches of songs where it'll be like it'll just be a one off here and there, or it'll be like, oh, I really like this riff. What do you think? Or he'll send me 3 or 4 different half put together songs or riffs, and I'm always just very yes or no about it because Cody can write a million things and I can write a million things, so we've learned to be really yes or no and just really objective with if we want to work with something or not. Because I mean, you have to write things to get to the best stuff. You have to just write and write and write. With our last song, "Kiss Me, Kill Me," we rewrote the chorus 3 or 4 times before we got it, and that's just kind of how we approach it. Cody will send me 3 songs, and I'll be all like, "This one I love," or I'll be like, "Ooh, I'm not feeling these two. Let's do this one," or "I'm not feeling any of these. Let's try something else." And there's never anything personal with it. It's just let's keep writing until we find something that really resonates with both of us.
speaking of songs, did you get a chance to listen to the demo I sent you yesterday?
Yes, for song 4.
Yes.
Yes, I did check it out. Actually, after this call, after this interview, I'm going to be laying down the vocal tracks, so I will hopefully be getting those sent to you tonight. We're demoing out the fourth song.
And then we'll write that out a little more
Yeah.
and see where it's sitting because we still have quite a bit of time. So I'm mainly concerned about the transition between the intro and then the transition between the verse and the chorus. Anyway, we're talking business. We're on a podcast.
Yeah.
You're
But
all
this is
good.
just like behind the scenes stuff. Like,
You guys are good. Honestly, I'm a little excited to see what this song is.
oh, it's gonna be
Different.
nice. It's not gonna sound like any of our other music so far. A lot of our music so far has been very, very punch you in the face, very roller coaster, very driven, very fast. This one is going to be a very intimate, emotional piece that has some really heavy build up in it. We're going to be shooting our first music video for it, which I am insanely excited and so nervous for. So nervous for this video. I'm going to be doing suspension in
Oh,
the
Leave it at that.
video.
Leave it at that. Leave it at that. Come
yeah.
on.
We don't need any more spoilers for the
All
other
right,
fans.
Give him back.
I'm just so like the things that I want to do in this video is something that I've never seen another band do. And
Fair enough.
that's what I want it
I
to be
honestly,
something.
if you guys were to ever come up to Wyoming, I know a perfect area where you guys could shoot a music video too.
That's something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, how would you guys describe your guys' music to somebody who's never heard of it?
That's a great question. I don't know if we've ever really been asked that question. I mean, without comparing it to other bands, because I mean, we've posted videos where it's like, if you like so and so, then you'll love this.
Those
But
videos do well, by
they
the
do
way.
well. They do well.
They
But
do very well.
they do. A big one that Gavin's posted is, "Do you like Disturbed?" And then he'll show his pretty face, and then he'll be like, "Well, then you'll like this," and then he plays that.
Yeah.
So that's I suppose if he had to compare it to other bands, it's very reminiscent of early 2000s new metal. But I like to hide stuff in there because I really like Megadeth and bands that are like thrash metal oriented. So there's hidden stuff in there if you're willing to listen, but I guess on the surface the new metal question mark.
Yeah. The way that I would describe it to people, if if they weren't familiar with the genre at all and they just wanted to know what to expect listening to it, I would describe it as very aggressive songs with inspiring messages.
All
You
right.
know, a lot of the songs that we write about, so actually all the songs that I've written so far, as far as lyrics go, um, they're about personal experiences, they're about true stories, and they're meant to give people hope and not make them hopefully feel so alone. You know, there's a lot of people that reach out to us that say, "Hey, I'm going through this. I'm going through this breakup. I just lost my job. I feel depressed." And I always ask them like, "Okay, well, do you just need someone to listen, or do you need advice?" And some people ask for advice, and I always warn them like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm 25. Like, I don't have any of my shit together. I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now." Um, but most people just want to be heard and just need someone to listen to them, and that's what we want to do. We want to be a community that allows people to feel like they do have a voice, whether they're messaging us and they just need us to listen, or they can relate to the music and to the lyrics, and it makes them feel like somebody's speaking for them on their behalf. That's really what we want to do.
All right. So, what's the significance behind the name Kissing Lilith?
Yeah. So I was the one who came up with the name. The way that I chose the name is I wanted something that was sexy and dangerous, had like an edge and a grit to it, but also has some kind of beauty and a bit of femininity to it as well. I also wanted to choose something that I could easily see and hear alongside other bands that I think that we would play with. So in my mind, I could really easily hear, coming to Cleveland live in this moment, falling in reverse, kissing Lilith, Black-Veiled Brides. Like I can hear that set list. It just rolls off the tongue really well.
Yeah.
And then as far as the lore of Lilith goes, I really love that. I really love the idea of we are all flawed, we are broken, we are our own beautiful disasters, and that's okay. We have scars and we have trauma. That's all that people are, just products of the childhood trauma reward. But that doesn't mean that we should be forgotten. That doesn't mean that we should be silent. That doesn't mean that we can't heal from those things or make our own path to find happiness.
All right. So, honestly, one of the other questions that I had was, are there any video games, books, movies that actually influenced you guys into performing?
Oh yeah. Guitar Hero for sure, and then uh Legend of Zelda because of the music. So a lot of the tunes that I write, not that they're mimicking anything by Zelda music, but I like the way that those Japanese pieces are arranged. So there's a lot of influence in becoming a better musician based off of video games. But Guitar Hero was probably the biggest one. I think I was like 12, 13 when that came out. And then that was Guitar Hero 3, and that's the one with Slash.
Yeah, Legends of Rock.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because Slash is the coolest, mofo that's out there. So you're like, oh, well, shoot, this is the coolest thing ever because Slash is the coolest thing ever. So I would say if it wasn't for Guitar Hero, I don't know if I would have gotten into guitar. Like I played music beforehand, but you play when you're a kid, but when that came out, you're like, oh, this is cool. Like this is gonna make girls like me. And then when it didn't make girls like me, I'm like, oh, well, it's a good thing I like doing this because,
You'd be screwed.
yeah, pretty much.
No, for me, definitely. As far as like video games go, definitely Guitar Hero played a big part in it. Uh, but I think the biggest influence was the last ascend of the true MTV that I was able to catch growing up. I was born in 2000, so I really didn't get to fully enjoy it the way that 90s kids did. But seeing like Nirvana and Ozzy Osbourne and stuff like that on TV doing their thing, I remember also Primus, watching a lot of live Primus videos and their music videos. something about it just screamed to me like, oh, I need to do this. I need to be a musician. And then of course I got Guitar Hero because I saw the ads and it was coming out. I thought, oh, this will teach me how to play guitar, and it didn't at all. But it was a lot of fun. And I remember that was just like the biggest game. That was the first biggest game when I went to school was Guitar Hero 3. Everybody got it for the Nintendo Wii. And it was just a whole bunch of third graders flexing on each other. Oh, I can play Through the Fire of Flames on Expert. And we're all lying to each other, like, yeah, I get 100% on, I don't miss a single note and this and
I
that.
remember doing that. I
A
remember
bunch of
doing
bullshit.
that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm not that much younger than you, actually. I'm 23.
Yeah.
Like I said, I remember doing that. I told a few of my friends that which song was it? Um Living on a Prayer, I got 100% on that one.
There it
Fun.
is.
I was like, yeah, no. But
Well,
all right. So, uh, you know, which track, released or unreleased, do you feel best represents you guys individually and as a band?
just me
Uh,
going.
I guess yeah, as a band,
As a
probably
band, yeah.
that's the one. Um, Individually is a song that I haven't even showed Gavin yet for me because it's really, really Megadeth heavy. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm super proud of this piece because a lot of the songs we do for for Kissing Lilith, they're not necessarily technically difficult, which is fine. Like that, it doesn't need to be. It's not about that with this band. But there are some times where I'm like, I really just want to throw out a riff that makes people want to put down the instrument. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. Um, so I've got one that's sitting on the back burner right now, which is just it's filthy and it's hard to play. And I even stumble over it, even being the one that wrote it. I'm like, oh, okay, no one's gonna be able to play this. This is great. Um, so that would be one that I would say represents me, and Gavin hasn't even heard it yet. So
When do you plan on showing me that one?
when it's done,
When it's done. So that's probably going to be like song 8 then.
yeah, it'll be a while, but
Yeah.
it's
It
one
might
that
be
I'm
song like
sitting down.
27. Get it right, Gavin.
Yeah. Well, so we have songs 4, 5, 6, and 7 already planned out. Like we already have the concepts for them. We know who's going to be featured on what. We know what's getting a video, what's getting a lyric visualizer. We've got the majority of damn near a whole album at this point. Definitely an EP worth of music planned out.
All right. So, if you guys could compose a soundtrack for any video game or anime, what would it be and why?
Ooh,
That's a tough question.
that is, I feel like someone asked a similar question not long ago. They asked me like if we were in a movie, what movie would it be? And I responded back with I don't feel like we'd be a movie, we'd be an anime. So I love that you
Yeah.
asked that
And then
specifically.
that's when I made the comment about my project. And you're like, I haven't seen the whole Strings of the Mind yet. I was like, that's the movie project that me and you guys are all talking about putting
Yeah.
the song on it.
Yes, yes, very excited for that. I maybe Tokyo Ghoul would be really cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I
Or
think Kaiju
Chainsaw
number
Man.
8. Yeah. Oh, Chainsaw Man would be cool. I think Kaiju number 8 would be really cool.
Kaiju number
Just
8.
because Youngblood is the first. I'm like,
I
oh,
know. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
it is cool. Are
Honestly,
they doing
just
another season of Kaiju 8?
Oh
so
yeah, that's coming out soon, isn't it?
I'm pretty
Dang.
sure. But for me, from listening to your guys' vibes, and because there was one day where I was just sitting in the like had your guys' music in the background, and I was watching a fight scene from an anime on Max, where it's Ninja Kumai. Honestly,
Mm.
with during the fight scene, uh, it your guys' songs would work for that anime. But if we were to go video game, in my opinion, Tekken.
Oh, Tekken would be fun.
I haven't seen Tekken. What's Tekken?
Honestly, if I'm remembering correctly, here, let me look it up because it's hard for me to describe what Tekken is. So
Yeah,
here,
that's
I
right.
thought
While you
Tekken
look
was like
that
Street
up,
Fighter.
I
That
think
was
it'd
just a
be.
title.
I would love to see some of the fans possibly make like lyric videos or visualizers using animes that they think it would fit most with. We've already had a couple people make like nightcore versions of our music and stuff like that, and a couple reaction videos have been really cool. Um, so I think that would be awesome if somebody made some kind of like anime video with one of our songs over it.
Yeah, and what are those AMVs?
Yeah, yeah, the AMVs.
That'd be cool. I haven't thought about that. That would be cool. I would like to see. I would like to see an old Naruto fight with our music, just for the sake of saying that someone did it.
That'd be sweet. And
I'll
if
do it.
anybody does,
I'll
We'll
do
do
it.
it.
anybody
We'll do it.
watching,
Oh, well,
make
shoot.
a
Then
video for us.
then it's solidified.
All
Yeah.
right, bet.
Yeah, if anyone does make a video with our music, send it to us, tag us in it. I love sharing and resharing those things on our YouTube channel. There isn't a whole lot on there, but one of the things we do have on there is anytime that we have an interview, it's in a playlist. And
Yeah.
then anytime that somebody makes any kind of fan video, whether it's, a remix of one of our songs or some kind of lyric video or whatever it may be, then I put that in another playlist as well, so that way our subscribers can go through and see how the community has grown and people have supported us.
All right. So Tekken is more like a fighting game. Like here, I'll pull up. Like this is Tekken 8, but it's let me go here. Let me see if I can pull it up through my laptop, actually.
You might have to send it over to us. I don't know if it's gonna show with the background you have right now.
Yeah, give me a second. I got this. All right. So we're gonna share my screen real quick. We'll do this. Share. All right. So this is Tekken number 8 for the game. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh,
this
that looks cool.
this is the like seeing like stuff like this is where I would say like for your guys' music to be involved.
Yeah, that's cool. See that then this is why we have to really and we are looking into it as well for the movie. We got to look into sync licensing and make sure that we have all our ducks in a row, so that way we can post our music on certain sites that make people who are like you or like someone who's making a video game, when they're looking for music, they can go to that site and they can find our song, and then they can use that third person to get the sync licensing for it, so that way they can put it in there and we can get our royalties and we can just get the music out there in general and in a new just in a new what am I looking for? Not social media, but just a new outlet for the
Exactly.
music to get out there.
So honestly, so my friend and my dad, because I introduced your guys' band to my dad, and my dad actually liked it. Because
Awesome.
my dad grew up on listening like to like Blink 182, and he also introduced me to a Japanese band called Baby Metal. I don't know if you guys heard of them yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
baby metal's big. Yep.
So my dad actually said he liked your guys's. So my dad also had this question: if Kissing Lilith were a D&D party, which member would you guys be as a class? Like personally.
That's a fun question. Cody, I'm curious on what you say first for you.
Oh, it depends. I play Magic, so I don't know all
Honestly,
the.
so do I. I play D&D, Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. I play everything.
Oh yeah.
Love
No,
that.
so I don't know the classes in D&D, but I love playing trolling decks in Magic. So I would say whatever the most obnoxious character is that is doing the least amount of moving. So let's say this. So for an example, if you're in a dungeon and let's say you're fighting a troll or something, right?
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that instigates the troll and makes it everyone's problem, but then I'm just gonna sit over there and like eat snacks and just like watch you guys deal with it and be like, oh, sorry.
So either the bard or the artificer.
Oh, Bard. Yeah, I don't like artificers. I don't like artificers in Magic, so Bard.
All right. Cody's the bard. What are you, Gavin?
Well, I figured that I'd be the bard, but we can't just have
Die for me,
a
Gavin.
party full of bards.
Sure. I mean, you really could be though. We could just be those two.
I
We're just like,
mean, look at Snow White. They're a party full of bards. There's 7 of them.
That is true. That is true. Well, the dwarves though, isn't that its
Dwarves
own
is a
class?
race.
so Are we bored?
You're right. See, I've always wanted to play D&D, but I've never been able to find the time and the people to do a campaign with. Um, maybe a druid is what I'd be.
All right.
No, we could both be bards and just like eat popcorn and just like look at them and just laugh, Gavin, and be like, die for us. Like we could be the
Then when they die, you're just like,
we
that's fine
could be the
now.
Bugs Bunnies of D&D.
All
What?
right.
Is Bugs Bunny a class? That should be a class.
In homebrew, it is.
He is a god, essentially.
He really is. He is just
Really
fourth
is.
wall break. He was Deadpool before Deadpool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the thing with me is I have a bit of main character, a bit, I got a lot of main character syndrome. So I don't know if I could just sit to the sidelines eating popcorn, just watching chaos pursue.
Oh, well, then you can be Spider-Man and then I'll be Deadpool.
Cool.
All
All
right.
right. So, mm, what is, actually, do you guys have any rituals or superstitions before performing that you guys do?
I mean, nothing crazy as far as rituals go. Usually I'll just drink a little bit of goat's blood and just, sacrifice a couple rabbits and then just for good luck's sake. Um, but and I also enjoy a nice cup of hot tea. I go to Starbucks and I get a medicine bomb. Really soothes the throat and washes down the goat's blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Cody?
I take a pre-workout and do about 100 push-ups and then just get really hyped and I listen to Lamb of God really loud and then I scare people that don't realize I'm in the band and then I go on stage and like, oh shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, pre-workout is definitely a must.
Yeah, it really is. It helps you focus so much and the extra boost of energy you get on stage. It's great. But then after the show, I usually crash.
Dead. Just dead, yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
it's a lot healthier than cocaine.
That's true. And I don't like to drink at shows anymore. Like I just
No.
feel sluggish when I drink. So even after the show's done, I'm like, you know what? Like I'm cool. I might have like a beer and then go. But I wouldn't say like there's any rituals anymore. I would say like healthy living is the ritual.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's more or less what we do on our day-to-day lives than the day of the show. Like we're not trying to crunch in, 3 months of work 2 hours before the show so we come off as perfect. Like we really do live lives in a sense of, we work out regularly, we practice our instrument or our skill, we practice it constantly. We're always pushing our limits so that way when we go on stage, it's not like this huge thing that we're hoping that we make that jump. It's something that, oh, we've already made this jump a million times on our own time. We're just doing it in a different environment now.
All right.
preparation is the key. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, um, hmm, what is your guys' go-to comfort food?
Sushi.
Punk. I was gonna say sushi.
I love sushi. Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with
or
sushi.
sushi or any kind of Mexican food.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, I just had some empanadas the other day. Ooh, you can't go wrong with an empanada.
Fucking
And he's
love
gonna invite
it.
Gavin over. So
Uh,
mean.
Well, I went up to West Side Market over in Cleveland, and they had this guy that was selling all Latino food
mhm.
because I guess technically empanadas are Puerto Rican, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
And that's Puerto Rican. So, but I'm with you. Like, oh, Latin food. Oh, ah, yes. Mm. These empanadas, I swear to God, Gavin, these empanadas were so good. Haley dropped one in the parking lot, and then I'm like, oh. Like,
Deleted
what
anyone?
was that? She's like, I dropped. It's like I dropped the potato empanada. I'm like, well, that's okay. We still got the pork empanada. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, good.
Okay, good. As long as you don't drop the pork, we're good.
That's a
I mean, I do a lot of cooking too, so like any kind of homemade food is comfort food to me. Like the other day I made salmon piccata, and that was just
Ooh.
very comforting to me. And then the day before that, for me and my fiance Natalie, I made us barbacoa tacos with homemade corn salsa. So it just really, as long as there is love that went into the food, and it's just like actually, made. It's not something that was thrown in a microwave or something just popped out of the freezer or straight into the oven kind of deal. Like food that has had time put into it. That's just comforting to me.
All right.
Everything except for the love. I want to feel the line cook's hate. I
Yeah.
want to feel his bad
Oh,
day.
I've had food with hate before, and that's good too. It depends what kind of food it is, though.
Ooh, spicy. Anything spicy.
Yeah.
So, um, is there a concept album, storyline, or multimedia project you guys have been dreaming about doing?
Huh. Well, as far as like a storyline goes, I don't really think so because when I'm writing lyrics, I'm just writing about what I know, and what I know is usually whatever is most emotionally tied to me at that time, whether it's an event in my life or it's something from my childhood that I want to work through. Um, like I said earlier too, we have probably the next four songs mapped out. Excuse me, where we know the fourth song is going to have the music video. The fifth song is going to have a featured artist on it. The sixth song is going to have the whole band finally together when we have our drummer and bassist. And then the seventh song will also have a featured artist and a music video or possibly an animated video for that. So we really fleshed out just the basic concept of what we're doing. And there's going to be a fundraiser for one of those songs as well. Really excited for it. It's going to be a charity event. But as far as like a specific storyline, we're not making Kissing Lilith the musical, so there's not really a storyline in that sense. And then we are still really figuring out and shaping our sound. Uh, I think with these three songs, we're getting there to where you hear us and you know, oh yeah, this is Kissing Lilith. But since we're so new, we're still able to experiment and kind of explore different sounds. So we're not Imagine Dragons. We're not pumping out the exact same song over and over again.
Right.
No, plus my brain just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Like I get inspired and then I'll write something and then that's it for me. Like to have the idea of like a concept album, I don't think that I could ever do it just because it's not something that I could see myself staying interested in long enough. Like I like the idea of like doing like a one-off and be like, cool, this is a really cool arrangement. I like this. This was different. And then I move on to something else. Um, and I hate when there are certain musical groups that they just rewrite the same song like I shouldn't say something like 7D. Like
Yeah.
I can't get into it because I like variety. Like some of my favorite bands are Led Zeppelin and well, that's going to be the biggest one. But Led Zeppelin, Tool, bands where it's like you can listen to like 30 different songs by them and you're like, "Oh my God, like this is like these are wildly different, but you can always tell it's the same band."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think System of a Down is another really great example of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, all right. One of the other questions that I had was, is there actually somebody like in indie film or an indie artist or, just a small band like your guys' selves that you guys would like love to collaborate with? Hell, it could even be a big, huge band.
I was waiting on Cody.
Yeah, personally, I can't think of anybody. Because I would just be open to do it. Like, there's nobody offhand where I'm like, yes, I absolutely like this has been my dream to collaborate. Because I don't really operate that way personally. If the opportunity comes about, I would absolutely take the opportunity. So, like, let's say arbitrarily, because he's a huge deal. If Ronnie Radke reached out and he's like, I want to do a song, I'd be like, absolutely, that would be fantastic. If we had someone like Young Gravy reach out, total opposite. Dude, I would do a song with Young Gravy. How
That would
would you
be
not?
Just be
crazy.
careful.
Oh,
That,
I'm always thinking Young
that'd
Gravy.
be wild. Do
But
some gravy.
but why not? Because I'm just in the points like it's just music.
Yeah.
Like if you have the opportunity to do something interesting, why wouldn't you do it? So I guess that's as far as my answer can go because I don't really think about specifics of I need to or I have a dream of working with so and so.
Yeah. I mean, for me, as far as like big name artists go, I think it'd be really, really awesome to do something with Tech Nine one day. I'd actually really love to work with Ash and Nico. I think that that would be a very interesting collaboration that we could
I
do
think
together.
she would like the aesthetic of this band.
Yeah.
So I have an interesting little tidbit about Tech Nine. My cousin actually does his tattoos.
No
Really?
shit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Did you see Gavin's cover?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
so Gavin just did a Tech Nine cover.
yeah.
All right, I'll look at it.
I did a cover of Tech Nine and Corey Taylor's Wither.
Ooh, I'll look at it.
Yeah, very difficult song. I was very nervous going to the booth for that one, but it was a lot of fun, and we pulled it off. I think I did it well. You know, it definitely wasn't Tech Nine and Corey Taylor, but we were listening in the studio, and there were parts where I was like right there with them, and then of course Cody worked some of his magic behind the scenes to try to edit the vocals the same way that they edited theirs with their
Yeah.
different reverb and stuff. So that
I
made it
didn't
really
really edit anything. I just compressed your vocal. I
oh,
definitely didn't edit you.
all right.
That's yeah, no, that's you, but I just put on compression and EQ to make you sound sonically like them, but there's no editing in there.
Gotcha.
All
Well,
right.
I
So
didn't
yeah,
know.
if your cousin ever tattoos Tech Nine again, have your cousin show that, and I don't even care if anything would come of it. I think it'd just be cool to have Tech Nine know that Gavin did a cover.
All right, I'll let him know.
Yeah,
Fun.
should be cool if Tech Nine just knew my name, not
Yeah,
like me specifically, just the name Gavin. If Tech Nine just heard the name Gavin and knew that that name
because
existed,
he's never heard any other person named Gavin ever.
never,
I knew it.
never,
Okay.
not one.
Okay.
Yep.
We have to brainwash Tech Nine just to the first person when you hear the name Gavin, it comes up you.
Yeah. Yeah. And anytime the people, if you ever run into the audience, if you ever run into Tech Nine, just very low key, just go Gavin Kerr, and then that's it. No context. And if
You're
he
gonna
asks about it,
subliminate your name into Tech Nine's
yeah. Yeah. When you see him in the street, just go Gavin Kerr. And if he tries to ask about, just you have no idea
Just
what you're
don't say
talking about.
nothing.
Just gaslight the shit out of him.
It's like what do you mean? Has your fan community grown and the wildest or touching fan interaction you've ever had so far?
Yeah, I mean the community's growing very steadily, very strongly with each every time that we release a song, we are finding more and more, probably tenfold genuine fans who are commenting, who are following, who are just joining the journey, and it's really amazing. You know, almost every day I send people a message. I go through TikTok and Instagram, and I reach out to people saying, "Hey, you know, this is my name, this is my band. We just released a song. I would love for you to make a video with the song if you're willing to." Some people say yes, some people ignore it, some people, you know, ask for money, in which case, like, it just kind of depends on how many followers you have. You know, I'm not going to spend $100 on someone with 1,000 followers because there's better ways for us to spend that marketing wise. But
Yeah.
most people are really cool about, like, oh, I love the song. Yeah, I'll just do it for you. And then we start having a conversation from there. Or when somebody follows, anytime someone follows, I try to message them, say, like, hey, my name is Gavin. Thank you so much for following. The door is always open. And then I love sending voice messages too. It's super easy, it's super quick, and then it just really builds a better connection. I'm talking to a guy, Sam in Australia right now, and he's telling about all these venues they have out there that he's played and the connections that he has. So he's like, "Oh yeah, if you ever come to Australia, let me know, and I'll hook you guys up, and I'll help you out. Like I'll help you find a place to stay, and like the shows to book, and like we'll figure out like what festivals going on if we can get you on any of them. Just it's so unbelievable. This right here. Oh, let me show you this.
He's excited.
Oh, I'm so excited. A fan of ours and a great friend of ours, Wyatt, he made this for us.
Oh, that thing is cool.
He does wood burning art, and he hand burned this. It took him like 17 hours, and then he sent it to us in the mail. It's so fucking amazing, man.
I want one.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, the dude is
But
insane.
continue with what you were saying.
What was I saying? Oh, I was
No,
saying
no.
that before we got interrupted, Haley stopped into the garage and she said, "I started a plant diary." I'm like, "What does that even mean?" So she's got a documentation of all the plants that we have all around the property.
Oh,
And hello,
huh.
wait. Did I? Is it back? I
Yeah,
pressed
no,
it.
you're here. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm
Oh,
listening to how your woman
okay.
started a plant diary.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of plants all over the property, just a bunch of random crazy nonsense. And she's like, oh, okay, I have notes on all the plants. I'm like, you're a witch.
Yeah.
That's all. You're a witch.
But
So our women go through phases, and one of them is just keeping a lot of plants and
There's
just
a
really
lot. We
studying them.
probably like in the last year, we've probably spent $400-500 on plants.
I mean, that's not bad. There are plants that cost $400-500.
Yeah.
did you did you get Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors yet, Cody?
Um, I mean, I got one that like devours flies, so I believe so.
No, because Audrey 2 eats people, remember?
Oh, it eats flies the long way.
Exactly.
No, I don't. No, nothing like that. I don't think so.
Not
No,
yet.
don't tell her because as soon as there's a man eating plant, she's gonna look at it and get all like puppy dog eyed and be like, "But I need it," and that will probably be the last time anyone hears of me.
Well, there are flesh-eating plants that you can definitely buy, like those different types of pitcher plants and fly traps.
Yeah, we got a pitcher plant today.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
It's cool. It hangs so the puppies won't die. So so.
Nice.
That's good.
But also, Gavin, what were you saying about the whole fan coming together?
Oh, fuck if I know. My mind is an enigma. Once that train is gone, it is gone. But if we're talking about fans, ours are the best. Seriously, like we just have people that are super fucking talented, um, really, really like interested in getting involved, which is so cool. It's so amazing to have people that say like, oh yeah, I do fire performing. I would love to make a video for you, or like, oh, I do wood burning arts, or I do graphic design. I do this, that, and the other. Or like we've had people who are hairstylists and they've made videos after they've done like some crazy haircut on somebody. So the fact that we are just building a community of artists that's it's just so it's such a vast amount of talent. Yeah, I couldn't be more grateful for that. And the fact that we have people reaching out to us from Australia, from Scotland, from here in the States, over in California and Colorado and Texas, and saying, "Hey, please come to our area. I'm telling all my friends about you, so that way when you come, you have an audience." Like it's not just it's not just people who are by themselves saying like, "Oh yeah, like this is cool." It's people saying, "Hey, we need to meet you in person. We want to hang out with you. We want to listen and see you on stage, and we're going to get our friends on the bandwagon as well, so that way it's worth your while when you come here." Like that's just it's so inspiring and humbling to be a part of this and for it to be going so well so early. Like when I was talking to Sam earlier about going to Australia, the entire time we're having this conversation, it's not a matter of if this is going to happen. It's just a matter of when is it going to happen. Is it going to happen next year? Is it going to be 6 years from now? Who knows? But I know one day that it will happen. I texted Cody the other day. I said, "Hey man, I was getting ready for work this morning, and I just had like this sense, like this vision of one day I'm gonna be waking up the same way I am right now, but instead of walking through the hallway in my house to the bathroom, he and I are gonna be in a hotel in Japan, where we just did a huge show last night, and now we're getting ready to wind down." And get back on the plane and come back to the States. Like that's the future that I see 100% for this band and this project.
All
If you,
right.
they will come.
Yeah.
When you guys go to Japan, take me with.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. So, one of my friends wanted me to ask you this because of how your guys' music is. Do you guys have a favorite horror movie?
What
Oh,
do you have a
so
favorite horror movie? What? You have a favorite horror movie? There's so many good horror movies.
I have a favorite type of horror movie,
Okay, that I can live with.
and people always give me the side. I don't talk about it because I actually don't really enjoy most horror movies. I think they're very boring. I don't particularly care for them. I do love the movie Cabin in the Woods just because it makes fun of every horror movie trope there is.
Fair
I
enough.
think that they need to make a TV show that just goes through each individual monster they have in Cabin in the Woods. I think that'd be so much fun to do.
Ooh, that would be a good TV show.
Oh, I think that'd be so awesome. And the cool thing is too is like they don't have happy endings, these stories, because everybody dies at the end. Like I like stuff like that. I like things when there isn't necessarily a happy ending, um, or there is an actual ending. You know, they don't have like the cliffhanger. But my favorite type of horror movie, and my favorite horror movies probably are Saw. For what I love the torture porn movies. I don't know why, but like Saw, The Collector and The Collection, I love those movies. I just something about the psychological aspect of it is really intriguing to me. I really enjoy the writing and then the creativity of the contraptions and the traps, and I just
Right.
there's something twisted in me that it just enjoys people screaming, trying to figure out how to get out of this horrific situation. And it's not like a slasher. They're not running from something. They're trying to escape still, though.
Yeah. But no, honestly, for me, I'd have to go with Scream or Saw. That's why I'm making Streams of the Mind, where it's basically Saw and Scream combined. Because every Christmas, every single year, me and my dad actually will sit down and watch the entire Saw series.
That's awesome.
That's family bonding.
That is.
What'd you say,
The first
Cody?
time I watched
That's
Saw,
family bonding.
Exactly.
yeah, the first time I watched Saw, I watched all of them in a row with my buddy Michael, and we started at I think like 11 p.m. We started and we watched them all the way through. It's probably 6 in the morning the next day.
So with me and my buddy Derek, we watched all the Scream movies from 1 to 6, and that took us like about 5, 6 hours.
Yeah,
And then for just me and my dad, we start on Christmas night, like around like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, or Christmas Eve at 9 o'clock, and we usually don't get done until about Christmas Day around like 2 o'clock in the morning.
wow, that's awesome.
But what's your favorite horror movie, Cody?
I don't have a favorite horror movie. I live a horror movie.
Fair
But
enough.
I would say I love all of the Rob Zombie films. So
Those are fun.
Rob, I've always been a big Rob Zombie fan ever since I think my dad introduced me to him when I was 8 years old, and he would just play the censored version of the Rob Zombie Greatest Hits CD because my mom had a cow one day because he was listening to Korn uncensored. He's like, "You can't play that in front of him; he'll repeat it."
But
And
which Korn
little did they
song
know
is
I would be
censored?
repeating it for 30 years. So you know, so there's that.
Do you
But
have a specific favorite Rob Zombie movie?
23,
Which one?
23.
Fair
23
enough.
was cool.
That's a good one.
It's so different.
Yeah.
I like the aesthetics of that movie. I like how it how do I describe that movie without ruining it for someone that's not listening?
Fair
So,
enough.
I mean, the cool thing about Rob Zombie films is that a lot of, not all, but a lot of them don't feel like your average film. They feel more like an experience. It's like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Exactly. It's
You're
not a
just kind of
movie. It
yeah,
is
you're
a
just
movie.
stuck
You're
on the
right.
ride.
Yeah. Oh, now we're getting to Fear and Loathing. Now that's a movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite Rob Zombie movie has to be Three from Hell.
Really, Three from Hell over the rest of the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay. I do like the Luchador. I'm not going to ruin anything. I'm not going to ruin anything.
It's fine.
These movies
This
have
is the
been out
nerd
long enough.
podcast. We talk about
Yeah,
everything.
but it's fine. So there is an aesthetic behind the Three from Hell that the other two just don't have, and I love when they are just having the standoffs with these luchadors. Man, it gets me every time because at this point it's not even a horror movie anymore. It
Exactly.
might as well just be a comedy. You can imagine Rob Zombie and his wife are just sitting there just laughing like this is stupid. This movie shouldn't exist.
It's like, why did we do this?
That's what I like about his movies is that they don't take themselves too seriously, and most of the enjoyment out of them is the fact that it's just so ridiculous and over the top. You're like, this is stupid, but it's great, and they're cheesy, and they're just fantastic.
Well, that's what I loved about Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah, straight cheese.
That's one of my favorite movies to show people who have never seen it. and it's because it starts off like a really really cool, really solid story with the bank robbers and everything, and the brothers breaking them out of prison and all that shit. And then it just turns sideways immediately, and it's a brand new story. It's a lot of fun with the vampires and whatnot, but it's such a fucking weird transition from storyline A to storyline B.
Right.
Right.
And then Tarantino's in that movie, but he didn't direct it, right? He just acted in it.
Correct. So he is in
Mhm.
it, but he didn't. It's him and George Clooney. They are both like the leading stars of it.
And then
Right.
Salma Hayek is one of the vampires.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She puts her foot in Tarantino's mouth while he drinks whiskey from down her legs. What a
Oh
minute.
yeah. Yeah, they do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Weird. It's a weird guy. He's honestly, I would love to meet Tarantino just
Yeah.
for a slew of reasons. That guy seems like he'd be so much fun to be around.
Oh, could you imagine?
I can, which is kind of gross, but yeah, I'm ready for it.
But all right. So if you guys could make it where whether it be you guys do it live like behind like in the actual films or animated style like how Simple Plan did for What's New Scooby Doo the show. Um what crossover show or movie would you guys like fictional world would you guys want to be part of?
Honk. Um, are we in it, or is it just the music that's in it?
You guys are
So,
like you guys
are
as
you
the band.
asking like when Korn was on South Park?
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun. Is that what you mean? Like when they did like when they had Korn on South Park and they like
Yeah.
came in? Okay. So that could be cool. Oh, all right. I'm getting what you're saying. And so, if Kissing Lilith could be a featured band in some kind of project as Kissing Lilith, what would it be?
Yes.
Um, I think, and people would hate it just because they hate reboots, but I think it would be an insane honor if there was a Queen of the Damned reboot and we were in one of the concert scenes that they have in there. If we had like just our music in that, I think that'd be pretty damn awesome.
All right. That'd be cool.
Does
What about you, Cody?
it have to be a series or can it be a movie?
It can be movie, it can be series, it can be whatever.
Anything with Vin Diesel.
Why?
Because
That's
I
the
want to
limit,
hear
Kissing
him.
Lilith.
Hey, because I want to hear him in his deep. Oh, I'm trying to think of a good adjective to describe Vin Diesel's voice. I want to hear that Harley Davidson of a throat scream. That's the only reason.
Harley Davidson of a throat. I
Well, that
think
way you know who's gonna be playing Gavin if they ever do a biopic for you guys.
I don't
Gavin
know
just
why Vin
gone.
Diesel's voice makes me think of raw chocolate chip cookie dough.
That's never thought of that before.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of soft and warm and comforting with some chunks in there.
I feel like this isn't the first time we've talked about Vin Diesel's throat for some reason.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like I swear, like I feel like you've described someone else's voice with raw chocolate chip cookie dough before, but I don't think
No,
it was Vin Diesel.
no.
But now that you say it, and now that you use your hand gestures,
Well, like if I think of Vin Diesel's voice, I think of like it's all food. I think of black licorice jello, but like playing with it with your hands. I don't know why, but that seems comparable to me.
I don't know how to respond to this. I'm just going to accept that that's how you view Vin Diesel, and I'm going to move on with my
Yeah.
life.
Cody, don't worry. Now you can tease him for it later.
I'm not going to tease him. I'm going to forget all about it until we bring it up in another podcast. And he's like, Vin Diesel's voice, it does sound like, and I'm like, we've heard this before.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Don't worry. I'll send you this clip.
It's like he's just gargling diesel fuel all the
Oh,
time.
that's better. Okay, that I can. Okay.
Well, yeah, his name's Vin Diesel for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
why.
forgot
That's why
that.
his name's Vin Diesel.
Oh, dang. Well, ruined the
Gargling motor
movie
oil.
experience for me. However, it won't be the first time that we've had somebody send me a clip of Gavin saying something from a podcast. I have a secret song that I'm not releasing yet. Maybe one day. Remember the koalas?
I want to hear this
Cute.
story.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a podcast we were on, And Gavin goes on a minute and 38-second rant about why he hates koala bears. And I asked the host of the podcast to send me just that bit of him ranting. So I took the audio and I made a song with it. It's hiding in my laptop, and it's going to be released one day when the time is right.
Is the song called I Hate Koalas?
It's something like that, yeah. Something
Okay.
to that effect. It's
Fantastic.
it's fantastic. I sent it to Gavin and I sent it to our friend Sam. And Gavin listened to it. He's like, "I hate you." It's like
Yeah.
this,
I hate you.
like this is the worst thing you've ever done. I'm like, probably, yeah.
So why do you hate koalas, Gavin?
No, no, just listen to the song.
Okay, I'll wait till the
You just
song
have
comes
to
out.
listen to the song whenever it gets released.
All right.
Yeah. But tell you what, because I'm not going to go into the rant, because I want to get all worked up.
I'll just,
All
I
one
can
day
just
already.
send Todd the link,
But
man.
Do
you
it, do it. Send me
thought,
the link.
tell you
Send me
what,
the
Todd,
link.
you try to find something redeeming about them, other than they're cute, because they're not cute. You try to find one reason why they exist, how they benefit society or the food chain, and any single
Okay,
way.
how they benefit
You find me
society is
one
Stitch was
positive
loosely based
thing.
off of koala bears.
Yep, you find me one positive thing about the fucking koala bear, other than people think they're cute and they help Australia's economy. And as you're helplessly searching for one thing, you will find every reason why I despise that lazy fucking animal.
So you like sloths more than you like koalas.
Yeah, I do, because they have a purpose. They get eaten by shit. You can't. Nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting into it. Fuck
No,
you.
Hey,
You're
no.
not gonna
well,
bait me.
Stitch was
Listen,
based off of a
listen.
koala
No,
bear.
no, Todd, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole. I will just, I have it saved to the Google Drive. I will send you a link. You can listen to the minute and 38-second song. It has every checkbox for why Gavin hates this animal, and then we don't have to get him going into it.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair enough. All right, do you guys have a favorite performance memory that you guys done so far?
No, because we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't played any shows yet.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some pretty awesome stories about shows that I've done in other projects, like,
I mean, Gavin and I have been playing for forever, which is the irony of this. This will be like the most successful band we've had, and this is the one that hasn't played a single show. But
yeah,
he and I mean, we've played shows. I toured for the longest time when I was younger, and now it's like, okay, with all the knowledge we have, I'm like, let's do it the right way and not just play bars for, the first 3 years of the band.
yeah, we
Right.
really are being strategic about everything. I mean, we've been a band for about a year now, and we just finally released our third song, and it's still just the two of us. But I mean, we've caught up to everybody, as far as I'm concerned, everybody around us, as far as local bands go. We're pretty close to caught up with everybody else just with this little bit of material that we've put out so far. And it's because we have focused so diligently on our marketing and on building a community and on really making sure that everything is in order before we release a song. Like,
Mhm.
we won't set the release date until we have our master in hand, we have our art already done, we have the music video, or if it's like a lyric video or something, the visualizer, we have it at least 90% done. Like, everything is all in one spot before we have that release date set.
All right. So, do you guys ever draw inspiration from anything gothic, nerdy, mythological, like just for, you know, your guys' music, like as in like music video wise, or just concept ideas that you guys have, like
Yeah.
just for the fun of it?
Yeah. I mean, we just did a photo shoot. I shouldn't say just did a photo shoot. But we did a photo shoot in the winter, and that was totally inspired by Wendigos. Song three, the whole riff that I had was inspired by Wendigos, and then we ended up changing everything. But yeah, Kiss Me Kill Me was not supposed to be Kiss Me Kill Me. I wrote the song, well, I didn't write the lyrics, but I wrote the song on the basis about blood drinking Wendigos, and then somehow it's turned into what it is now. So
Well, to
um,
be fair, we were watching an excessive amount of anime while recording Kiss Me Kill Me, and I think that that definitely bled into the song.
Oh, that, yeah, the specific anime that we watched for 3 days in a row. Absolutely.
What anime was this?
We watched Prison School on repeat for the entire time that we were in the studio. And the best part was we watched the sub, not the dubbed one. So we had no idea what was going on, and we just randomly look up and just see just the most crazy things, and just out of context completely. Um, and then after the studio was done, I came home and I made my fiance watch it with me, the subbed version of it or the dubbed version of it, and even with context, it was even crazier.
Yeah, that anime is it's a ride, man.
There's a live
All
action
right.
of it.
What?
There's a live action of it
No way
right
it could be anywhere near as good as the anime.
now. The casting's pretty spot on.
Is it really?
It is. Now it has the quality of like a college short film. You know, like it's obviously not Universal Studios has made this,
Oh,
but the people that they cast for it, exact.
it's an
Now that
anime.
I started watching it just because we want to see who was cast as what.
That's fair.
Crazy work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So, what does the songwriting process look like for you guys? Is it like more like just Gavin writes it, just you write it, Cody, or is it you guys work together on writing it?
No, it's a little bit of everything. I will come up with the accompaniment. So I will write a riff, or I will write a chord progression, or something that is inspiring. I'll send it to Gavin. Gavin will give me a yes or no, and then I'll be like, cool. So I'll flesh it out a little more. So once I have the full arrangement together, we'll send it over to Gavin. He'll start writing lyrics, and then after that, I'm sure we'll change the song like 4 or 5 times and then finally have the finished version, our finished version when we go into the studio, and then the producers that we work with, then we'll probably end up changing stuff while we're in the studio. So it is always changing, like from point A to points, let's just say arbitrarily point K. I mean, there's so many things that change. So uh, it's never not being written until it's mastered.
Yeah, yeah, we are, and that's exactly how it goes too. Like Cody and I, especially this last time we went in with Scooter Allen into his studio and recorded with him. You know, from our first two songs that we did, we were under the impression going to Scooters that like, hey, we have this song pretty much done. We're gonna go in there, do the instrumental, then do the vocals, and call it a day. You know, we might add a few bells and whistles here and there, but for the most part, we thought we had the song done. And after recording with Scooter, we realized, oh, we brought him a skeleton, and that's essentially what we're going to be doing again this time, is bringing in just the skeleton and then putting on the rest of the meat and the skin and the clothes and everything to make it this avatar that gets to walk out into the digital world and hopefully entertain people.
All right. So, this is a really big question that I got told to ask you guys is how do you guys feel about the current music industry for climate for indie and alternative music and musicians?
That's a very polarizing question because it depends where you are as an artist and what you're trying to get out of it. So if you're trying to make a living, like financially a living as an alternative artist, it's rough. And it's rough because essentially the money that you would be making from music sales, so like record sales, is almost completely non-existent anymore.
Yep.
So you have all of these resources to promote your music, which is great. Like this has probably been the easiest time to create a following as an artist, but on the same side, because of technology, it's great that you have a following, but you can't make a living at it. So you gotta have to be creative in how you make money. So sync licensing is one way. So when we get royalties off of people using our music, that's great. That's one. Unfortunately, merchandise is kind of taken over, which is a pain because as an artist, it's like, okay, well, I'm not making a whole lot of money from performing, unfortunately. I mean, you get paid performing, but the demand for original music is relatively low compared to like cover artists. So the
Yeah.
money that you're making, you still have to put back into the band, even with tax write-offs. So the revenue just isn't there like it was back in the 80s and the 90s when, you could, recoup all of your loans from record sales.
Yeah.
It's tricky. But now, as an independent artist, if you know how to control the means of your own production and you have a product to sell to people and you're good at branding and you're good at marketing, you can do it. It's like any other small business. You have to have something to sell. But the other downside of that is now Gavin and I, instead of just being artists, we also have to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it. I could really dive down in that rabbit hole, but I feel like that will be a brief synopsis of at least my perspective on it.
All
Yeah, I
right.
mean, I think at the end of the day, on one hand, we don't have the support of labels the way that people used to. It's not going to be us going and playing a show and somebody is there that just discovers us and says, "Oh yeah, we're going to sign you to our label. Here's $100,000. Let's get this record deal going." Now it's more or less we have all the power and control on what we do with our music and how we present ourselves as how we market ourselves, but we also have the burden of having to market ourselves and having to build ourselves up. You know, a label might really love Cody and I and the way that we sound and Kissing Lilith and the whole band, but they're still not going to sign us unless they see a potential return on their investment, which means we need to have, 100,000 followers on all of our different social media accounts or get several 100,000 followers. We need to show them that we are extremely marketable. With that being said, it's also extremely easy to get yourself out there, but you do have to be willing to invest. When I'm posting certain things now, every now and again I'll get something that goes in the algorithm that does significantly better than other videos, and there are little things that I can pay attention to, like how I edited it, like how closely did I put these clips together, how long did I have a photo up for someone to read the caption that I put on there. Those little things like that I can pay attention to, but a lot of it is also just kind of you get lucky with certain songs or certain posts that get caught in the algorithm and blow up. But when you have the funds and you know how to target an audience and how to run ad campaigns properly, then $50 spent in one day goes a really long way. You could do it where you just kind of throwing money into the machine and you might end up getting 10 to 50 followers, or you do it properly and you spend that $50 in one day and you target your audience properly, and now you're getting, 100 to 500 followers in one day. So it just really to knowing knowing who you are and who your target audience is, and then the best way to go about finding them. That's something that's really easy to do now if you've done the research, which is free all over YouTube. And if it's not free, then there are a million guides on how to do it. But try your best to do research before buying any guides, because right now one of the most popular things on social media is selling other people how to be famous on social media. So watch out from getting into traps like that.
Right. Well,
It's
and on
really just
top of
know
that,
what you're.
it's not worth being famous if, well, in general, honestly, like you should want to be an artist because you love being an artist and you love the
Yeah.
process. But we sell all these new artists on you'll be famous and you'll make millions of dollars, and like that's such a crock, like a crock of like nonsense, man.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate. And then you get these younger artists that don't understand that all of these labels and these corporations are they're essentially loan sharks is what they are, and they always want a return on their investment. So you get these people that just want to be famous, and they go into debt over what? To be famous. So that's one thing that I discussed with Gavin when we first started the band. It's like fame is not going to pay my mortgage, man. It's not. Good, decisive fiscal decisions mean a lot more in this game than just a popularity contest. And I don't think that there is a label that could sell us on vanity at this point. We're too in it for the right reasons. And it's like, that's great. That's cool. I'm famous. My 8-year-old doesn't care. He could care less. He
Yeah.
wants to play Minecraft. So there's nothing you could sell me as far as vanity. Like we're really, and I truly mean this when I say this, Gavin and I are really in this for the art, which we've met a lot more people recently that are really in it. And it seems like the guys that are pushing out really interesting content, they're in it for the right reasons, which is to create art for the sake of creating art.
All right. So, just fun question is, what's a personal playlist that fans might be surprised that you guys listen to?
Like a personal playlist, or you mean like an artist that we listen to, or like a genre?
Artist, playlist,
See,
that
I
whatever.
listen to a lot of musicals all the time. Constantly listen to show tunes, constantly listen to musicals. It's actually one of my favorite things to do for vocal exercise and for training purposes.
All right. What about you, Mr. Cody?
I listen to everything, dude. I mean, quite literally everything. I feel like if you're a musician and you don't listen to everything, you're really limiting yourself. There's a lot of cool stuff out there in every genre. I mean, earlier today, I was listening to Dean Martin while we were driving up to Cleveland, just because sometimes I want to listen to Mambo Italiano
Yeah.
and just have a good vibe. And then there are some days where we'll listen to my Tractor Sexy. I listen to everything. Dude. I've played in every kind of musical act you could think of. When I was 18, I played with rappers. I got to tour with rappers, which was really cool, and I was the guitar player. I just did a show with a country band as the bass player. I mean, I've played in rock bands, jazz bands, blues bands, metal bands. I've done session work for pop players. So you should like everything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you very much limit yourself if you do not listen to every genre of music.
All right. So, what do you expect fans to get from Kissing Lilith? Like, as a message or, just in general?
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, we want people to feel heard and seen and know that they're not alone. If you are going through something right now and you just need someone to listen or you might need some advice, reach out. We're always happy to do what we can. Again, we're not licensed therapists or anything like that, so take what we say with a grain of salt, please. But we want to continue building a community that not only feels like they are close to us, who's like their friends, like their family with us, but with each other as well. I love seeing people in the comments section talk back and forth about their music projects. One of my favorite things is when we have someone that comments and I see that they're a musician. I love telling them like, hey, promote yourself as well. Like, talk about what you do here. We don't want the spotlight to just be completely on us because, like Cody said, this isn't about fame. It's not about the recognition of millions of people. It's about we love doing what we do, and if we're able to make a career out of it, then what more could you ask for in life?
Okay. Cody, do you have anything to add?
No, well, maybe one thing. I would say, uh, life is short. You're only on this spinning rock once, and I would say just don't take things too seriously. And in the words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it. That's the one thing I tell people in everyday life is if they have something they want to get out of their time on this planet, it's just don't make excuses and just do it. You know, who cares? That's
Yeah.
all.
Honestly, that is a very good message. Honestly, it actually makes me think of the tattoo I have right here.
Yeah,
It says "Viva mas moriendum est." Let us live since we must die.
exactly. And stop getting tattoos.
You're one to talk.
They're bad for you.
Now,
Tattoos are bad for you.
Only
oh
sinners have
well.
Only
tattoos.
sinners have tattoos.
Okay. So am I. So it's all good. What can fans expect from Kissing Lilith in the coming months? Like new music, tours, collaborations.
Oh, it's gonna get good. We got the new song coming with the music video. We got another song after that that's gonna have a pretty wild vocalist that's gonna be a feature on there. We're also gonna be doing a charity fundraiser for that as well. Very excited to announce. We got the rest of the band joining in. We got a lot of people auditioning for the drummer and the bass position. So those should be filled up hopefully in the next few months. And
Mhm.
then we have our first show as well in October. We're playing High Spirits Fest in Columbus, Ohio. It's a big festival they got down there. So the fact that that is our first show is insane. And then we'll have another song after that, which is going to have the whole band for the first time. And then song 7 is going to have a legitimate heavy metal legend is going to be a part of song 7, and that is all that I will say on that one.
Did he give you the okay?
Ah, I haven't
You-
officially asked him yet, in all honesty, but he's going to give us that okay.
No, if you think he'll give you the yes, then I'll sign off on it.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I'd be very surprised if he said no.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Cody, I'm going to ask you this question because Gavin said he's very excited and interested in the project. What is your opinion on the project that I'm working on called Strings of the Mind? What
I
is
think
your opinion on it?
it's cool.
All right.
So Todd, one thing you have to understand about me is I am very blunt about certain things, and I never mean it in a disrespectful way because I
Yeah.
also don't really get excited about too many things either. It's just a me thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that it's cool. I think that it is something different and it's interesting, and it is exciting to see where you go with your journey as a creative director. So I want to see everything when it's all put together, and then I've told a few people in my personal life that it's happening. They're more excited for it than I am, just because like, oh my God, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, but there's a process to it, and we want to make sure that Todd's taken care of, and everything needs to be exactly where it needs to be. So. I think everybody's more excited than I am, not because I don't think it's a great opportunity, because I look at it from like a business perspective where it's like I need to make sure Todd is taken care of so we give him the best product so he can present the best product.
All right. Fair enough. But all right. So is there a way that fans can reach out to you guys?
Yeah, so you can reach us on TikTok and Instagram as our most predominant social media. We're also on YouTube and Facebook if you want to see some other videos that we've done. But please reach out at any time, just like Kissing Lilith. That's both on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as well. And our door is always open.
All right. And one final question is for up and coming music artists, is there anything you guys want to tell them?
Don't
Do
give
it.
up.
Yeah, just make music. Oh my God, just make music. Don't make excuses. Play loud, piss people off. That's it. Just do it. Make more music.
Well, guys, that was the band Kissing Lilith for the Nerd Revolution podcast. I hope you guys liked it. I enjoyed talking with them. I thank them for being part of the podcast, being part of our journey. I'm glad that we got to be part of theirs. So just follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Nerd Revolution Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment on who you'd like to see or what you'd like to see us talk about. Um, you know, like and comment on our Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. But that's all. And I hope we can see you guys all in the next video. And just remember, nerd out.
The light goes dark, the episode's done, but the nerdy vibes have just begun. We dissected plots and characters too, from Marvel to DC and all we love true. Nervolution signing off the air. Thanks for joining, we'll be back. Fandoms unite.